Hello and welcome to Perspectives on the Voice of America. I'm Dimyake Mwakalielye. For many girls in many developing countries, education is often neglected or denied. Girls are often told they are needed at home to care for younger siblings, perform household chores. In many cases, poverty forces girls to be pushed into the workforce to help earn money for the family. According to a study by the Academy for Educational Development, a non-profit organization here in Washington, D.C., only 17% of girls in sub-Saharan Africa are enrolled in secondary education. VOA's Ndiho recently sat down with May Rihani, Senior Vice President and Director of the AED Global Learning Group, to discuss how improving girls' education can benefit the continent as a whole. Ms. Rihani is the author of the book, Keeping the Promise: 5 Benefits of Girls' Secondary Education.
You recently authored a book and actually produced a very compelling documentary, Path to Promise: Girls Making the Grade.
Yes.
Help us understand what you really mean by girls breaking the barriers.
The book that I authored and the video that AED produced to make it a companion to my book are about 2 or 3 major topics. One, what are the benefits of girls' education? Why is it important to send the girls? And the benefits are not just for the girl herself, but also for her family and for her community. And the benefits are health benefits, economic benefits, social benefits, all kinds of benefits.
I think investing in girls' education is a critical area that maybe needs to be addressed more. But sometimes it's like most of our governments don't pay attention to this kind of thing, and they don't see, maybe they don't look at it from a long-term kind of planning, and they don't invest in girls. Why is that?
Paul, it's a key question. What you're asking is a key question. Why don't we invest more in girls' education, especially at the secondary level, and governments in particular? Now, governments can tell you our budgets are limited. We are spending enough on education, and that's all we can do. However, what I say, we cannot stop there. We have to invest enough to ensure that every girl and every boy can get primary and secondary education. It is a basic right. It's a basic human right for all the girls and all the boys of Africa and the Middle East and Asia and Latin America and everywhere in the world to get primary and secondary education.
What are some of the challenges that you have really encountered in trying to champion this cause?
Many challenges, to be honest, many, but nothing will stop us. The more challenged we are, the harder we work. Challenges are things like we go to rural areas and we do not find any secondary school, none, except maybe 50 kilometers away. And even though we want to send girls to school, but where? Where are the schools? And we can't just let her leave the family totally and go live somewhere 50 kilometers away from her home to go to school. We can if there are dormitories. Sometimes there aren't schools and there aren't dormitories. So infrastructure challenges that are beyond our capabilities and beyond what we can do become serious obstacles. Another challenge is what you just talked about. We're not investing enough in girls' education at the secondary school level. And governments, as well as big donors such as the World Bank and USAID and others, the United Nations system, have to invest more in girls' education at the secondary level. I did a study where it showed that many African countries, as a matter of fact, 20 or 21 African countries, have less than 25% of their girls in secondary school. And this was every time I go to Africa and every time I meet girls who are in school, especially at the secondary level, especially those who reach the secondary level. Their stories, when I sit down with them and ask them questions like you're asking me questions, and they tell me how secondary education transformed their lives. One of them told me, for example, now I know how to protect myself from HIV/AIDS. I didn't know that before I went to secondary school. But in my secondary school, we have mentoring sessions that take place after hours. And our mentor talked to us about how to protect ourselves from HIV/AIDS. I didn't know that before. So now I can save my life. These are powerful stories These are stories that transform the lives of young women in Africa, and these energize me, motivate me, give me more excitement to continue my work.
And that's it for today. For more on girls' education, please go to voanews.com. Also, we'd like to hear from you, so drop us a line at africatv@voanews.com. Until tomorrow, I'm Ndimyake Mwakalielye for the Voice of America.